I'm here with the MMBC Continuum. I'm here to introduce Amber Covington. Amber Covington is a native Memphian. She's the project director for the American Job Center Greater Memphis WIOA program, providing oversight for service delivery to audit dislocated workers, national dislocated workers, and outschool youth across Greater Memphis. And that's the Shelby, Tipton, Lauderdale, and Fayette counties. Amber is vice president of the board of directors for Dress for Success Memphis. She is an active member of Riverside Missionary Baptist Church, where she founded CLIMB, creating lifetime independence moving barriers, a workforce and economic development program whose mission is to alleviate suffering, poverty, and oppression by building a secure, productive, and just productive, and just communities by promoting career and economic growth in the 38109 and 38116. She completed her BA in psychology from Vanderbilt University and completed graduate work in marriage and family therapy, nonprofit administration, and HR management. Welcome, Amber, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kelly, for that introduction. Thank you to everyone for joining us on today. I'm actually going to share a presentation with more information about our team regarding workforce development, and also more information on different benefits of the American Job Center. So I'm going to take a minute to go ahead and share my screen and share the presentation with you all. And then I'm going to put in slideshow mode. All right, so today's discussion is workforce pipeline, the building blocks for job-ready candidates. This is a topic I'm very excited about. Workforce development is my passion, it's my love, and there's so many opportunities here for job seekers, but also businesses here in the greater Memphis area. As we continue forward, I do want to set the scene before we actually go into some of the benefits for job seekers and businesses. We know we are in unique times. This started for us in March of last year, March 2020, when we went through COVID-19 through the pandemic. So by July of 2020, 16.9 million people were reported as unemployed, which is a very significant number, very significant part of the workforce. 57% of those individuals were out of work either because their company closed or there was business loss or wages during the pandemic. 1 in 5 service workers were reported unable to work at some point in the last 4 weeks, just here recently, due to cutbacks and closures. So there's still a lot of businesses out there that are laying off individuals because the pandemic has totally changed the way that we do business. And also telework, because of the pandemic, has become the new normal across various industries. And you'll see this mostly in management positions, business, finance, call center, and several other industries. But also the warehouse and logistics industries are now changing the way they do businesses too, but also becoming more competitive. So they're offering sign-on bonuses, incentives, and other benefits related to what has happened with COVID, and even just trying to encourage individuals to become vaccinated so we can get back to some sense of normalcy. But we know that this is a new normal for us at this point. But also the way we socialize, use technology, and operate in the workforce has changed. And that's why we want to talk about this new workforce pipeline on today, because this is a new workforce that we're going to see in the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years, and even beyond. So the ideal employee at this point must gain a new set of skills or receive job training, on-the-job training, to upskill current employees. So as we continue on, before I actually go into the presentation, I am Amber, and I do work as the project director for Equus Workforce Solutions here locally in the greater Memphis area. Equus, we are part of this huge umbrella under Bright Springs Health Services. So it's a family of companies. We have a pharmacy line of business, also home care, etc. but also 50+ years of experience providing workforce solutions in North America. So we have actually over 3,000 employees at this point. We serve in 33 states in various programs such as WIOA, which we'll talk more about on today, TANF, which is Families First. Also, we run a lot of Job Corps centers across the country. And also we serve 1.9 million job seekers each year. And we're probably going to see an increase because due to the pandemic and a lot of people being laid off, we're going to have more individuals re-entering the workforce pipeline here soon, because as many of us know, the unemployment benefits ended back in July in many states. We are guided by our mission of preparing individuals for careers and connecting businesses with qualified employees, which brings me to our next slide. Under Equus, we believe in legacy. Legacy is leaving our communities better than where we found them. So we go by 6 legacy standards, and the team here in Memphis, they're tasked with leaving their legacy every day as we continue to build this new workforce pipeline. And we do that through leadership, environment, get going, attitude, communication, and you. And really and truly, we really look at the you part because we have a staff, they're very authentic. They're genuine in the type of work they do and have a great passion for workforce development. But I don't want to go through each legacy standard on today because I don't want to delay the information that many of you are here for on this afternoon. So the next slide, here in Greater Memphis, I did speak about how Equus is here. So Equus, we are a service provider for the American Job Center. Workforce Mid-South, formerly known as Workforce Investment Network, they are the fiscal administrator of funds, and we are the service provider that provides those services. So we're under this huge American Job Center umbrella. There's various, what we call titles on the umbrella. So we're Title I, and that means we are the WIOA provider. So the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act provider, where we provide intense job seeker services to individuals, but also provide services to businesses. Then you have Title II, who works with adult ed, and then Title III, those are our state partners who provide veteran services and Wagner Positive services and so on. And then we have Title IV, which is vocational rehab. And all of those titles, we fall under the AJC and just make up this one big family. And currently in Greater Memphis, we have 6 physical sites, and 3 of those are in Shelby County. And then we have 1 in Tipton, another in Lauderdale, another in Fayette counties. And through these services, through the centers, we offer adult, dislocated worker, business services, and out-of-school youth services. And basically with these services, we're trying to match job seekers with local businesses, but also providing individuals with the training and the skills that they need, and even education, so they can be able to professionally advance. So under the education component, we do offer vouchers for training for individuals that qualify for our program. All right, so we're back. Going back to the American Job Center, we offer a variety of services, and as we spoke about, it's across a 4-county region, and we work with businesses and job seekers. But I do want to talk more about the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which is WIOA. That's Title I. That is the huge amount of services provide across the region. Most funding is available. So we did talk about, we work with adults, and those are services that are offered to individuals that are ages 18 and older. There is an income requirement tied to that. Individuals that are eligible for the program, they do have to have an income of less than $15 per hour currently to qualify. But also we have dislocated workers we work with, and that's individuals who have experienced a layoff in the last 5 years. So we know here in the region currently, due to the pandemic, there are a lot of dislocated workers across the region that we can work with. But also as well, we have out-of-school youth that we work with. And out-of-school youth, our program is called Career Launch. So we work with youth ages 16 to 24 who are eligible for the program. And with youth, We offer financial literacy, entrepreneurial training, and paid work experience. Paid work experience is a huge component of our program because we're able to work with youth um, up to 3 months where we pay them through Equus $12 per hour, up to 20 to 40 hours per week. And we do want to engage with employers who are able to offer these opportunities for youth to gain a skill set or even upskill the skills that they currently have. But also with employers, our hope is when they finish the work experience component, that they can actually start there permanently or even go into an on-the-job training opportunity. And we'll talk more about that as we continue to go through the slides on today. So going back to the American Job Center as a whole, we have what we call 3 different tiers and follow-up and retention. And this is more speaking on the job seeker side of things. So tier 1 is basic career services. So when an individual walks into our center, there's an opportunity for them to come in and speak with an intake specialist who will triage the individual to see which service may be best for them at this point. So with the basic career services, if it's someone that's coming in and they just need those basic services, we have our career resource room available. We also have our job applicant system, jobs4tn.gov, that individuals are able to go through to be able to apply for jobs, but also do their UI certification. And then we have resume assistance. So there are individuals on staff who are able to assist individuals with resumes, and we do offer resume workshops throughout the week along with interviewing workshops to be able to assist participants so they can re-enter the workforce or even change careers. But also we have tier 2. Those are our individualized career services. That's our more intense services. So it may be an opportunity where a job seeker comes in and they need more intense services to truly prepare for the workforce. So they can work with one of our talent development specialists, who in essence is a case manager, where they can be assessed and enrolled into our program. So there's opportunity for them to go through even more intense workshops, but also we have Res Care Academy, where there's opportunities for them to participate in LinkedIn Learning, where there's over 16,000 courses. But even through LinkedIn, we can actually create a career path for that individual for the courses that they need to be successful on their career journey. As well, we're able to pull labor market information for the individual so they can compare wages across the board as far as different careers, but also there's assessments that we can do, and then partner services where we can refer individuals to, because we may find that there's an instance where we find they don't have a GED or high school diploma. We may need to refer them to our Title II partner, Hope Works, to be able to obtain the education that they need to be able to go into some type of training and continue on their career path further. But also too, there's a tier 3, training and support. As a TDS, as we call them, talent development specialists, they continue working with the individual, and we find they may need additional training to really up their skill level. We have opportunities for ITAs. That's an individual training account, as I mentioned earlier, where we can pay up to $4,000 for someone to attend school. And then the schools that they choose, and the program they choose, has to be on what we call our eligible training provider list, which can also be found in Jobs4TN. But there's also opportunities for the individual to go into on-the-job training, and those are training opportunities with employers that we have connected with across the region. And we'll get more into that later when we talk on the employer side about how they can be reimbursed for those training wages. But as well, we have the work experience component, as I mentioned, and we have work experience not just on the youth side, but there's an opportunity on the national dislocated worker side too, as we're trying to mitigate the risk of COVID and get individuals who were laid off by COVID back to work. And then we offer supportive services. There's opportunities for individuals to receive gas reimbursements to ensure that they can get back and forth from training, or it could be from work, or even their work experience opportunities. But we've had instances too where individuals who have received ITAs, if they're going through virtual training, we're able to purchase laptops for individuals. And also we have provided rental assistance in the past to our job seekers as well. And then once an individual has obtained employment or they finish training, we do keep track. We provide follow-up and retention services. So there's an opportunity for them to still receive support services to ensure that they stay on track. But also there's continuous professional development opportunities. So we do have a team that continues to follow up with job seekers after they finish the various tiers. Next, so I'm sure a lot of people today, they're on here to really hear about what do we offer on the business services side, because we know the way that we do business has changed. We know that the job seeker pipeline for some months has been very, very slim because a lot of people have opted to stay at home for various reasons. And that's, for one, people are reluctant to go back to work due to COVID. But in other instances, there were a lot of benefits that the government was able to offer individuals to ensure that they stayed on their feet. But we know we're starting to turn a corner where individuals are starting to come back into the workplace. And we want to be able to help businesses during this time because we know it has been very unique and it has been challenging. So under business services, there's opportunities for businesses to work with the American Job Center and be able to communicate with our business services staff across the board under the AJC umbrella. So number one, there's tax credits for hiring eligible employees, and that's through the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. We do have vet services on the staff under the AJC who's able to explain the Work Opportunity Tax Credit more. But businesses can receive tax credits for hiring certain eligible groups. That could be veterans, it could be individuals with disabilities, justice involved individuals. So there's a way for businesses to receive incentives through this program. But also there's another one that we would love for employers to take more advantage of, and that's federal bonding. Federal bonding is an opportunity to bond employees. It's really like an insurance policy. So let's say, for example, you hire someone that is justice involved, and justice involved means ex-offender. And you may be hesitant, but you can bond that individual up to a certain time if something was to go missing on site, or even it could be that you hire someone who just wasn't skilled at all and a piece of equipment is broken. You can actually bond those individuals to ensure that you're insured as a company just in case something happens on the job. But also through the American Job Center, there's an opportunity to post jobs. You can work with a business services rep who can actually help you post jobs in jobsfortn.gov. And jobsfortn.gov is this portal where we're able to post jobs from all over the region for different opportunities you all may have available. But also too, Jobs for TN has different features such as virtual recruiter, where if, for example, you have a position that you're really having trouble filling because you may not be finding the right skill level, you can actually set up the virtual recruiter in Jobs for TN and be able to track down candidates for you. Our business services reps that are on staff, they are trained to be able to help you navigate through the site. So that way you don't necessarily always have to call them, even though they are available, but you can actually go through the site yourself to be able to post positions and also to find job seekers. But also we offer applicant screening, candidate matching, and referrals. So the business services team, they will work with you one-on-one to determine what are your needs, what are your pain points at this time, and to be able to identify through pre-screening with candidates who may be the best fit for your company. And when they do that, they're able to send over resumes of individuals or meet with you one-on-one to talk about each individual candidate and why they may be a great fit for your company. But also as well, we're able to host hiring events. And through those hiring events, we can do that virtually or in person, where you as an employer can set up and be able to meet with potential candidates. And we can do that on a walk-in basis, or even beforehand, the business services team can pre-screen applicants and have them scheduled for certain time slots before the actual event. But also too, there's skill proficiency testing and pre-employment assessment. So you have some employers, they use the National Career Readiness test. Then you have other employers, they may use their own testing that we're able to provide also through the American Job Center. Also for businesses, we're able to pull labor market information. And we've had to do this quite a bit lately for employers because there was a question of why is no one accepting my position, or why am I not getting the best candidates? And come to find out, with some companies, they were paying much lower than their competitors. And looking at the labor market information, those companies were able to increase their wages and become more competitive and find the best candidates. So we're able to do some research and be able to see, what's happening in the market as far as wages, how many people in this area have that particular skill, what do we need to do to help you as a business succeed? Because we do know that employees are very important to the bottom line of the business. So that's one of the reasons we're able to do the LMI component. But also, there's on-the-job training, work experience, incumbent worker, and customized training. And we're actually going to talk about all of those on the next few slides. But before we get into the OJT, we do host virtual hiring events, and I mentioned that before. Currently, we use a platform called Premier Virtual through the American Job Center. And in Premier Virtual, employers can set up virtual booths. They can also interact with job seekers. But then also job seekers can come through those booths. They can check in, they can view the job vacancies, and they can interact with potential employers through this platform. We're actually hosting a platform event. I believe it's on July the 29th, where there's going to be a huge career expo virtually for job seekers to be able to visit different employers through those virtual booths. But we'll be doing that ongoing on a monthly basis, where we're able to set up that virtual interaction. But also we can just do one for you as an employee where there's no other employers on that date. I'll say, for example, I'll use Riviana. We may highlight them on, let's say, August the 5th. And from 9 to 12, that's an opportunity for them to host a virtual event. So on the job training, OJT. So this is probably our most popular service that employers use. And I actually call this my baby because I actually helped develop this process here probably a year or two ago, along with my deputy director. But under on-the-job training, it's an earn as you learn model for individuals. And the basic purpose of an OJT is to encourage employers to hire individuals who necessarily wouldn't get those opportunities in the past. So under the OJT, we're able to provide reimbursement for employers for 50 to 75% of wages. And you see 50 to 75%. 50% is for someone who may not be a veteran or individual with a disability or justice involved individual. Now, if you hire from what we call those special populations, then you could potentially get 75% reimbursement for agreed upon training time. Most of our employers, we find they do 3 to 6 months of training for new hires that are coming through the door under this OJT component. One thing I do want to highlight about the OJT, any employee that's participating under the OJT has to be enrolled in our WIOA program. But also, too, it can't be someone that the employer has already hired. There's another special program for employers to be able to use as far as grants if they have already hired someone, and that's the IWT. But the OJT, a lot of companies, I would say about 20 plus companies have taken advantage of that within the last few months. It has definitely help them to save money and be more productive, and really train individuals that were motivated and ready to work. We have one company, for example, they were able to utilize almost $50,000. And 50,000 is the max for a program year, but almost $50,000 under their training. They hired 11 individuals under the OJT who were dislocated from another company. Through that particular program, they were able to hire those individuals on, and all of those individuals still work with that company to this day. And that was a year ago, that back in May of last year. So those individuals have been there since May. All of them are making anywhere from like $16.75 to $33 per hour. So it was able to help the company expand, because the company at this point, they are expanding, they are growing larger. But not only that, individuals who were laid off from their position were able to still maintain their livelihood. So it's a great program for employers to utilize. And we talked a little bit already about the OJT requirements. These are jobs that require more training to increase skill set. And then we did talk about how individuals have to already be enrolled into our program. Also, I mentioned incumbent worker training, which is the IWT. So there is another program for employers if you already have individuals on staff that you want to upskill. It is a competitive grant that provides funding to help eligible Tennessee businesses effectively train and retain employees by providing skills, upgrades, and process improvement training for existing full-time employees. Now, our local board, Workforce Mid-South, they're actually the administrator of this particular grant. But if anyone is interested, when we actually meet tomorrow for a hot topic session, we can actually give you the pre-application link for your business to go to fill out, so the local board will be aware that you do have an interest in the IWT grant. But as far as IWT, you do have to be a for-profit business or a nonprofit business in healthcare in operation at least 1 year, employ at least 5 full-time employees, current on all your tax obligations, whether it's locally, state, or federally, not experiencing bankruptcy, and must not appear on any federal suspensions or debarment list. And these are basically the same qualifications for companies for the OJT as well. But under the IWT, you can be reimbursed to train existing staff for materials and supplies. Also, you find a lot of companies, they bring in instructors to be able to train their staff. And it could be something as simple as your staff is needing training, more training for Excel, Microsoft Excel, or some of the Microsoft Office products. Also, tuition costs, textbooks and manuals, and curriculum development. But they do have some stipulations. There's some non-reimbursable costs under the IWT, and that's the trainee wages, capital equipment, travel expenses, assessments, and advertisement or recruitment. Excuse me. And as we continue to move on, I do want to talk more about another special program that we have under the American Job Center, and that's our National Dislocated Worker Program. That is an opportunity for individuals to do work experience, which is another component of our program under the AJC. So with work experience, individuals are able to make, under this program, $18 per hour for 40 hours per week, up to 4 months, so 640 hours total. But with businesses, this gives them the opportunity to be able to provide opportunities for individuals to mitigate the risk of COVID. And it's great for businesses because for businesses, you all don't pay the wages. We do under the American Job Center. We are the employer of record. We're just providing help to be able for your business to be able to be successful and be able to stop the spread of COVID. So the positions under this grant do have to be COVID-related positions. And I'll say, for example, we're working with a governmental entity where they have COVID-19 processing specialists. So they have individuals on site who are able to process paperwork regarding rental assistance, other types of housing assistance for individuals who have been affected by COVID or laid off due to COVID. And then there's another entity where we have individuals go in and they actually clean the facilities to ensure that the facilities are cleaned throughout the day to stop the spread of COVID. So these are temporary opportunities, as I stated before, but they do assist with cleanup and recovery efforts related to COVID. And I skipped ahead a little bit, but $18 per hour, 40 hours a week, and 3 months has now changed to 4 months. So we have up how many months an individual can participate under this particular program. But like I said before, it's an opportunity for business to get some extra help during this pandemic. And then there's a diverse range of industries that we work with through this grant: healthcare, cybersecurity, transportation, engineering, hospitality, and manufacturing, and many, many more. I think it skipped through again. Let me go back. I'm sorry, my finger is moving too fast. So other resources provided by the American Job Center. So we talked about work experience for businesses. We also talked about on-the-job training, incumbent worker training, but also we're able to assess your new workforce as well. So we have various assessments, various courses that individuals can participate in to ensure that they are ready to come work for you. So some of those resources are the Academy, Career Pathways Explorer, and also Talent Market. And we'll go to the next slide to talk about each one more. So the first one is the Academy. The Academy is probably one of my favorite tools because it offers so many different courses for individuals. We all have an essential educations component where we have GED Academy, Computer Essentials, Money Essentials, and Work Essentials. We always say Money Essentials is important because with employees, they do have to know how to manage their finances. So we do have the Money Essentials component, but also we have a Computer Essentials component where individuals can continue to build their computer skills. And we know that's very important, especially with this current workforce where a lot of the work that's being completed is done from home at this point. But also here recently, we were able to add the LinkedIn Learning component, which has certification prep courses, but also continuing education courses that's recognized by many employers and organizations. So as mentioned before, there's 16,000 of those courses. We're able to put individuals on various learning paths to be able to complete courses. And this is helpful for them to be able to build their skill sets. I mentioned before, as far as Microsoft Office and Excel, there's courses in there under LinkedIn Learning. For industries that may be related to healthcare, there's courses for healthcare. There's also courses for information technology, as we know those are in-demand careers currently in this region. The next one is Career Pathways Explorer. So we do a personality assessment with the job seekers that we work with, and we do this assessment to ensure that we are matching them with careers based on their results and based on their personality blend. So it's a 5-minute assessment, and they're clicking on pictures the whole time based upon what their likes and dislikes are. So you may find that through this, that this person is a visionary, or they are a planner, or an inventor, or they like the mentoring component. And we do this assessment to make sure that we're matching people up for the right career path. We are going to be working with an institution here very, very soon to kind of see how we can mesh this particular assessment with their programs to ensure that students are really going into the direction that's based upon what's happening with these assessments. So there's going to be more to come on that as far as the results of how that's going to look for a pretty large local institution here. But we do share this information with all of our customers that come through the center, so we can kind of get a good visual of what next steps will be. And the next one is talent market. So talent market is designed for our customers who are work ready. And with work ready participants, this is a platform where they can go in and see all of the different jobs that are available to them based upon what their career path is. So for example, we do provide training vouchers for individuals, as I stated before. And let's say someone completes certified nursing assistant training, and they want to be a CNA, and they have gone and they've gotten their licensure. And now at this point, they're work ready. So we put them into this platform where they're able to be able to research what some of those jobs are, but also there's tips there on how they can be successful in their job search, and other articles that encourage their job readiness. And then as we get towards the end, people are probably wondering, well, how do I access your services? So new customers, whether they are a community partner, they're an employer, or a job seeker, they can access our services by visiting the link below. And that is what we call our link tree. So we have a great virtual services coordinator who created this link tree for Greater Memphis for all of our American Job Centers. So here, they're able to, individuals able to click and be able to see anything regarding if they need more information on business services, if they want to sign up for training, if you're an employer that's interested in hosting a hiring event, or individuals, if they're interested in services, they can scan the QR code below to find out more about our services, and someone from our talent development or business services team will get in contact within 48 hours to talk about how can we help you succeed as a job seeker or as a business owner. And then two, please connect with us on social media. We have various platforms that we use: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. And then for our out of school youth, we have a different Facebook page called Career Launch Mid-South Young Adult Program. But I do encourage all of you all to follow these different platforms. That's where you'll see all the different updates regarding the American Job Center. We post all of our upcoming events, whether those are hiring events, it could be other community events that we're participating in. There's tips for job seekers. There's tips for businesses, especially for business owners. If you go to LinkedIn, you're going to see a lot of information regarding the American Job Center and how we can help businesses continue to not only increase their workforce, but also make their workforce more competitive. And then with Twitter, you may see something that has happened throughout that particular week that may pop up, but I just encourage you all to definitely follow those different platforms and encourage your friends and families to follow the platforms, because we have so many resources that we offer that a lot of individuals across the region, they don't know about, or they're just unsure about at this point. But there's a dynamic team on the ground that's ready and willing to assist individuals ultimately, as people say, live their best life. So definitely connect with us. That is the end of the presentation. I do want to encourage everyone to meet with us on tomorrow at 3 o'clock during our hot topic session, just to talk more about all the different services that the American Job Center offers. And we'll have a team that'll be with me on tomorrow to be able to answer any questions regarding any questions you may have had from this presentation on today. So definitely join us tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and I will turn it back over to Miss Kelly Wiggins.
Okay, I guess that's it. I see in the chat someone asked, Brian Wilkes asked, hi Amber, can you share your PP? I'm not really sure what that is. Brian, would you be able to, will you elaborate and let us know what it is that you're exactly, oh, PowerPoint. Will you be sharing your PowerPoint?
Yes, I can definitely share the PowerPoint with anyone that's interested. So I think we'll be joining again tomorrow at 3. So I'm not sure how to be able to contact individuals that may be interested today in receiving that information. And also as well, we'll be able to share the Linktree information. So Kelly, if you want me to send that information to you as well, we can be able to share that with individuals that participated with us on today.
Okay, that'll work. So if you can share that with me, then I've taken Brian Wilkes' name and I'll make sure he gets the information that he's looking for.
Brian actually works with me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we will be able to share the PowerPoint and also the Linktree information. So we can send out anything that anyone may need. And then, like I said, tomorrow, if they can join us for questions, we'll be happy to answer those questions on tomorrow afternoon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your time on this afternoon.